Marys, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called Ted Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it light. It's 30 minutes long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the Boro pride. Now then, Marys, welcome. Yes, it's Ted Talks episode 8. I can't fucking believe it. We've got through 7 episodes. Now we're on hour 8. This one's going to be proper class, so you know what I mean. It's recorded as always for Boro Fan TV and UK Comedy. Boro Fan TV providing fan content for all the Boro fans, and UK Comedy just doing loads of class comedy and that, you know what I mean. So it's going to be a great show. Strap your ears back. It's going to be a fucking belter. Right, so with me on my podcast this week I've got, he's a Man United super fan and I think he's in charge of some supporters club and all that. I've got, he's a lad called Mike Ryder. Mike, how you doing, mate? All right?
I'm not bad, Ted. How's it going, mate?
Nice one, Mike. So, Man United, what's going on in Man United these days?
Oh, well, Christ almighty, mate. The only way I can word it, the apocalypse. Simple as that, mate. That's the easiest way I can put it. You know what I mean?
When you say the apocalypse, what you mean, the end of Manchester?
Well, not all of Manchester. Them fuckers are doing great, aren't they? It's us who's in, fucking shit alley.
I know, but you got a good win against Chelsea the other night, didn't you? I'll be honest, I thought Chelsea would have done you over, but they didn't.
Yeah, but, they're on their arse and all. They've got Frank Lampard, who's just worried about, looking good and that. So I'm not hopeful, Ted. I mean, what do you tell me? Where do you think they're going?
Well, my personal opinion of Manchester United is, I just don't fucking like them. Simple as that, really. I don't like your kit. I don't like your manager because he's got shit little haircut, little curly hair. I don't like that. He looks like a little fucking, like an elf or something like that. And, I don't like Pogba. I think he's a big pile of poo.
Oh, Christ. Well, you know what, mate, right? The problem is, Ted, we've got no leaders. We've got no one to sort Pogba out. We all Boro back in the day when you had, our former captain, Brian Robson.
Robbo.
Oh, mate, if we had a Robbo, he'd be going "Oi, Pogba, sort it out." You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you go, oh, Pogba, you big daft fairy, fucking pass the ball and stop doing kick-ups on your own.
Exactly that, mate. He'd be doing that and they'd be sorting it out, but we've not got any of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Robbo, he brought with him Vivian Anderson as well, who probably was, the player's friend when he wasn't shagging the wives, that was. And he would put an arm around him and go, you're doing all right, but you could do better. And Robbo would go, no, shit, get him on that pitch now, do as you're told.
Yeah, that's it, Ted, exactly. I couldn't have worded it better myself. You've just summed it up to a T.
Yeah.
But no, mate, we're in a very, very bad way. And, when I look at your lot, they're on a high. They're on a positive. Whereas us, we're fucking shit. We're down shit creek.
Yeah, I must agree. When there's a large element of Boro fans out there who aren't big Jonathan Floodgate fans. I like him because he's got nice hair, and he's played for Real Madrid and good teams. Apart from Newcastle because they're shite. And
he played for the scum and all, mate. Played for Leeds, didn't he?
He played for Leeds. Yeah, no one likes Leeds.
Well, to tell you the truth, mate, I did like Leeds because they were a great feeder club. No Leeds, no Eric Cantona, no Dennis Irwin, Alan Smith, even though he was fucking waste of time.
Yeah, you can't count Alan Smith. Nah. He was just. I think you just signed him because you had no blonde players.
I think that's it, mate. Yeah, and I think Fergie realised that, and that's why he bought Rooney. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Going back to the good old days when Robbo was in charge.
Oh, fucking hell.
We had some great players from Man United when Robbo came, because he brought with him Clayton Blackmore.
Oh, aye. Yeah, you can't knock him. I think in another life he could have been maybe a bit of a movie star as well.
Why? Because of his chiseled jaw?
I think so, mate. Yeah. I mean, you could have seen him as like, you know, dare I say, like a poor man's Roger Moore.
Oh, I can just imagine it now. Ladies and gentlemen, Clayton Blackmore as the fat defender.
Oh, aye. I tell you what, mate. I tell you, if you'd have said that 30 years ago, you'd have had producers ringing you up, wanting Clayton Blackmore as the next big film star.
He had lovely big tan thighs as well. I remember that really well, because I remember I went to see Jaime Moreno's debut for the Boro and Blackmore was playing, and I remember thinking, oh, Clayton Blackmore, what a man-mountain of muscle.
I tell you what, mate, I agree with that. And apparently, you know, he was a bit of a boy as well. Apparently he used to put it about a bit.
Ah,
he did, mate, yeah. I mean, you know a bit about that, don't you? So that's why.
I've tackled many, I sound like Commandant Lassard there, don't I? Many types of different flange, from, different coloured growing hair of a flange to many things that hang out of a flange as well. I'm a master of the flange.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly.
I believe that, mate.
Just having a good think about the flange now. So anyway, we're talking football, Mike. Stop fucking going on about
sorry,
flange.
Mate. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you're right.
But who else did we have from... Oh, we had Jonathan Greening. He came from Man United, didn't he?
Well, what was to like about Greening? I mean, all right.
Good hair.
Yeah, good Barnett. I'll give you that. Yeah. That's fucking it.
Oh, well, he came with someone else as well who was absolute dog shit, never got a game. I'm thinking that his name might be Mark Wilson.
Oh, Christ almighty. Yeah. We can mention him, but at the same time, you could argue it's not worth mentioning, is it?
We will mention him then, Mike.
But back, just like you say, Ted, back to that, you know, United are in a bad way. They've got, like they say, the likes of your Brian Robsons, you know, Robbo was a fucking hero, absolute hero. And I think he did your lot of good as well, didn't he?
I liked him when he played as well, because when he came to us, he was player manager.
Aye.
And he used to get proper stuck in. And, you know, he used to, like, clatter other players, and then people would just look at him and go, I'm the manager, I do what I want.
Ah, yeah, exactly that, mate, yeah.
But if there was any other player managers out there, who would you think would make a good player manager?
Good God.
I reckon Steven Gerrard could probably still get about 30 goals in Scotland, because it's like playing Sunday League football up there. I reckon I could get about 15.
I'll tell you what, Ted,
there.
When I saw that clip of you doing your football skills in the garden, I thought, Christ almighty, that is, in another life, that's Diego Maradona.
I had 3 scouts get in touch with me after that, but when they realised I was 40, it put them off a little bit. Apart from this one African team who wanted to sign me up for the youth team. But, I'm a tenacious tackler. I've got the vision of a world-class footballer, and I look great, so I'll sell shirts.
Well, I think that's it, mate, as well. On top of that, you know, your lady, Julie.
Oh, no, big fat Julie, she's not my lady anymore.
No, oh, right, sorry, mate. I'm very sad to hear that.
She's been going on these fucking dates with this lad called Derek, Puffy Derek.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's one of them who you think he is, but he says he isn't.
Oh, right.
Oh, Julie, come on, let's go and see Take That. Or did you hear about the East 17 reunion? Let's go and get some tickets for that, Julie. Keep taking her all these shit concerts.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's the same.
But he gets me to drive him.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Now I've got to look in my mirror, them two getting stuck into each other, getting fired into her in the back seat. And at one time he was proper necking on with her like Frenchies and all that. Oh. And I looked in my mirror and he was looking at me.
Right. So
do you think he's thinking of me, or do you think he's just trying to wire me up?
You know what, Ted? I won't rule that out, because something similar happened to me with my brother-in-law. And
You were getting off with your brother-in-law?
No, mate. He tried it. So I think you dodged a bullet there, mate, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. She still comes round every now and again because she can't afford a TV licence. So I let her come and watch stuff like Love Island and EastEnders and stuff like that. And then I'll always try and at least get a gobbly off her.
Yeah, best thing to do, mate. Get something out of it.
You don't have to put much work in, do you? But it's better than having a tug.
Right.
Anyway, we're going off track.
Sorry about that.
Do the Manchester Uniteds, do they have their own flange zone?
You know what, mate? I've been pushing for that, but we put it to the board and whatnot, and that fucking Woodward turned it down. And I tell you, mate.
What, Edward Woodward? I thought he was dead, the equaliser.
Oh no, mate, no. It's this little Hitler who's who's the Glazers' man in Havana, and literally he's the problem at the club. You know what I mean? I mean, he's had an hair transplant, and I'm telling you now, he's only had that done just to hide the 666 on his barnet. You know what I mean?
Is he evil?
Yeah, he is, mate. But he's the reason. No, we haven't got a flange zone, Ted, but we did try for it, and I think it's a very good thing you've got at your place.
It's amazing. It's almost, to describe it, it's like a big wooden beer garden with like bars in it and places to sit and sunbathe and stuff like that. And all the brother lads take the tops off and show the bulldog tattoos off. Some of the lasses do as well. And there's just loads of flange in it. I think it's meant to be called the fan zone, but I've renamed it the flange zone.
Yeah, you do, right.
And I think that's a good label.
It is, mate. Yeah. Do you know what the score is? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what they're getting?
Yeah, I think so. Right, so let's do some predictions, right? Where do you think Man United are going to do this year in that league above us?
Good Lord. I'd like to say fourth.
I think you've been a bit optimistic there.
I know, mate, but I've got to try, haven't I? You know what I mean? Wishful thinking, mate. But I won't lie to you. I say a prayer every night and it's getting me fucking nowhere. So I'm going to say fourth.
Fourth. Right. Okay. I think you might.
Won't happen, you're right.
I think it's going to be, this is my prediction, right? It's going to be between Liverpool and Man City again. And I think Liverpool are going to do it this year because they like Jurgen Klopp's hair.
Is that his hair, that? It's not a wig, is it?
No, that's his hair. Not his teeth, though. I think they've got their own dentist there because...
Jeez, I thought he was probably related to Bingo from the Banana Splits.
I know what you mean, yeah. No. He's got false teeth. He's not blessed. He wasn't blessed with good teeth like I am. Bobby Firmino. Coutinho started it off. They all turned up one day with these big fucking Hollywood smiles, and then, Henderson's had his done, and Klopp thought, yes, I will get my teeth done like that as well.
You know what he should get done though, Ted Klopp, for me? The tits. Because he's got the saggy tits, hasn't he? Why doesn't he get them?
If he turned up one day to training and he was in a sports bra.
Exactly that, mate. I won't rule that out. You know what I mean? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors, do you?
And he could, on an interview, he could just go, ha, 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 boobs.
Exactly.
Instead of boom.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Anyway, Liverpool, Man City, third place. I'm going to go for, I think, Tottenham again. Fourth place, Arsenal.
Aye. Mate, possibly, mate.
Then fifth, I think you guys. Then sixth, I'm going to say it's going to be between Chelsea and this one. Get ready for this one, Leicester.
I tell you what, you never know, do you? I mean, what happened a few years ago? It said it was a one-off, but it could happen again.
Could
happen, Paul.
Sheffield United could win the Premiership.
Exactly that, mate. I wouldn't have believed that till you said it, but because I think you're so knowledgeable when it comes to the game.
Yeah, I'm
going to go with that as well because you've said it.
Nice one, right? All right, then. What do you think about in the Sky Bet Championship that the Middlesbrough are in? Do you think how do you think we're going to do this season?
Well, with you having your Woodgate in as manager. You know what? I'm going to do it, Ted. I'm going to say Boro.
Boro going to win it?
I'm going to say Boro, mate. Yeah.
You daft bastard.
All right.
Hell.
Well.
Bloody hell. I think you're right, Woodgate, he's a new manager. He's going to bring some young players through. He's bought some, he's sold some, but not great. And we've got Robbie Keane's wife there for morale.
Well, that's it. That's a big one, isn't it? When those players see that, that lovely, lovely piece of skirt, I think it will. I think that's why Woodgate's brought him in, just for that.
We've not started great, though, with a draw and a defeat.
Early days though, Ted. You got to give it time.
Yeah. But and I think the winner of this division will be. I probably think Derby County, and I think it'll be when Rooney comes in January and starts scoring goals.
Aye, but you know what worries me with Rooney?
Nanas,
brothels,
air transplants,
possibly another air transplant,
booze and gambling.
Yeah,
he's got it all.
Yeah. Well, I won't envy him that, but how's he going to do all that and at the same time
do his badges?
Yeah. Well, badges. What you mean? The animal?
Yeah. He shaves badges as well.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Well,
Nanas, badges, llamas.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Hedgehogs.
Yeah. Oh God, that could be a nasty. That could I hope he protects himself for the hedgehog's sake.
Yeah, you just put a pair of Sondigo gloves on when you're holding it. Goalkeeper gloves.
Yeah.
Got some of Schmeichel.
Aye, I heard that, yeah. But I tell you what, he's dicing with death with the hedgehogs, because he could get, the RSPCA, he could get involved there, couldn't he?
What, and they won't be bothered about him shagging badgers and llamas?
Well, so fucking hell.
See what I did there?
I tell you what, mate, you're braver than me. Braver.
Wait, what's your next game for Man United then? What you going to? Have you got any planned or?
Well, I'm banned at the moment, mate.
Banned for?
Well, like I say, it was Woodward, and I waited outside the ground, and I don't think it was nothing. But all I said to him, I expressed my opinion that in certain terms he should go. And
you told him to fuck off? Well,
a bit more than that. I wished he was dead, and fuck off and leave us alone. And yeah, just that, mate. Police got involved, went to court. So I don't know when I'm next going to be at Old Trafford, but hopefully it won't be too long.
Very good. Well, Mike Ryder, it's been an absolute pleasure doing this talking and that with you.
Yeah,
I hope Man United never win another game again. But that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, so, mate. I won't blame you. You know what I mean?
But actually, I take that back, because we have had some good stuff off you in the past. So I wish you a very strong mid-table finish.
Yeah, thanks a lot, mate.
Mike, nice one.
Absolute pleasure.
Cheers, man. Thanks, mate. Mike Ryder there, Man United Uber fan and band supporter. Rumour has it, I think he got his cock out in the terraces and they barred him out. But he's gone now anyway, no matter. Right, you won't believe the next guest who I've got on my show. He's apparently meant to be retired from the world of acting and that, you know what I mean? But he's heard that the Ted Hanky podcast is proper class, and he said that, here, I want to get on it, get me on as a guest. So he's here with me on the show tonight. It is Mr. Sean Connery. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Ted, but I'd just like to say it's Sir Sean Connery.
Sir Sean? Should I call you Sir Sean?
Yeah, Sean, Sir, my lordship, whatever.
My lordship Connery?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I'm just going to call you Sean. Right, Sean, Sir Sean, I'll be polite. It's great to have you on my show, mate. What have you been up to since you've been retired?
Well, basically, Ted, I was fed up of Hollywood and all the bullshit. So I've not been doing much. I've been playing golf and avoiding tax evasion accusations. But when I heard about the podcast and you talking about the borough, I thought I'd love to be involved in that. So here I am.
Great. What's your handicap then on?
I'm going to keep that private. I've got a bad... Oh, golf. I'm not going to tell you that because I'd feel like I was boasting.
See, I've heard you're a good golf player, but I don't know if that's true or not, so...
I beg your pardon?
Yeah. Anyway, right, so, this is the Ted podcast, and we don't talk about stuff about the borough and that, but I've done loads about football on today's. Who do you support?
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, Ted, but I support Glasgow Rangers, and I had a stint playing for them as well.
Did you?
I did indeed. It was a long time ago, obviously, because I was born in 1930. And I had a stint, but I had to flip the coin if it was football or acting. So I shot for acting, and the rest, as you can say, is history.
You did a bit of bodybuilding as well, didn't you?
I did, Ted, yes. I lifted the weights. Originally, it was just to get the girls, but I never thought it would lead to anything such as acting. I just got, chiseled my body like yourself. I can see you're in great shape yourself.
I am.
Mm-hmm. What's your secret, Ted?
My secret is I have a dairy cheese triangle every morning.
Right. I've heard of that.
Then I'll go and have a little tug, which is good for the forearm.
Both hands or?
Sometimes, depends on what I'm watching. Sometimes I need to hold my iPad. Then I'll walk Branko around the block, and he'll probably have about 6 shits, so I do a lot of bending over to pick that up as well. Some of them are quite heavy.
Yeah, well, at least you do. At least you pick it up.
Yeah, I do, because if you don't pick your dog shit up, you are a twat. Simple. And then I'll have a can of Tab Clear, possibly a carton of Umbongo to get me 5 a day in there. And then I'll just do loads of scuttling on the night as well. I'll probably, when I was with Julie, Big Fat Julie, I used to scuttle 3 times a night. And then probably for like 45 minutes of time.
Well, I must say, you've got a lot of exercise in there. I'm surprised you needed to lift any weights at all.
Yeah, I think the Jerry Cheese Triangle is a great way to start the day. And it always gets you in the mood for sexy time as well, because you've always got to lick your fingers afterwards.
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree with you there. That sounds like a very effective method.
Yeah, so you've used to play for Glasgow Rangers. Rumour has it that Roger Moore used to play for Darlington. Is that true, do you know?
I don't believe that. Roger never mentioned anything to me. The one thing I'd say about Roger is he couldn't run.
He couldn't, could he?
Run. It was a stiff-legged waddle, for God's sake, and I doubt he played, unless he was in goal, but Roger was a bit of a coward anyway. He'd always used a stunt man, so I doubt that. I seriously doubt that.
I remember in some of the fight scenes in the Bond movies and that, yours always looked more fluid, like you meant to give someone a good bat. But Roger just seemed like he'd go, I'm going to give you a judo throw.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. You've got it nailed in one there, Ted. He'd never do his own stunts. I always did my stunts, and despite me doing that, I didn't get any extra money for it. I mean, the producers were frightfully greedy. And like I said, Roger didn't do any, and he got just the same money as me. So I'm not bitter in any shape or form, but I should have been paid more money.
Yeah, you should imagine, like, if you were Daniel Craig, and you had his body, and you had his film scripts and special effects now, and he does all of these mad stunts and stuff and gets paid a fortune, but he looks more like the villain than Bond.
Well, yes, he does. I mean, I personally think with the Daniel's face, he looks like Norman Wisdom on steroids. But that's my opinion. I mean, I will give.
God, imagine that.
I mean, exactly. I mean, I was.
It's your grim style.
Exactly.
She get a voice like that.
Oh, yes.
Steroids,
exactly. I mean, I was voted sexiest man in the world numerous times, and that was when I was in my 50s and 60s. I mean, what has Daniel been voted as? I don't know.
Yeah, I was once voted Mr. Linthorpe of 1998 and the buffest man in Berwick Hills 2002, 2004.
Well, I never got that. I didn't.
You won't, because it's, you're not from Middlesbrough, and you're just not a patch on me. The one thing I do have to hold my hands up there, Ted, is that I don't think I'm as good looking as yourself. Yeah. I will hold my hands up there. I mean, you've got the great teeth. Lovely. You've got the one thing I haven't had for years, which is a fantastic head of hair. Yeah. And obviously the body. Yeah. And, I've got a massive knob.
Yes. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, I do have quite an impressive Scottish dick, but I imagine it's not as big as yours.
Correct answer. That's the only way you get on the Ted Hanky podcast, by bigging up.
Roger Moore had a small penis, by the way.
Did he?
He did indeed, yes.
Well, I fear to have a small penis.
I think that's why he spoke like that, Ted, to tell you the truth.
Is that why he kept raising his eyebrow? Because he kept getting it lost in his bush?
I believe that as well, completely, yes.
Good. Well, anyway, why I've got you here, Sean, because I know you need to get off and get your golf going and that again.
And I can't stay in this country for long because of tax reasons.
Tax reasons, exactly. And we're not paying Roger. We're not paying Sean, Roger. What the fucking hell? We are paying Roger. We're not paying Sean for this.
Clairvoyant.
Yeah, we got the wrong bond.
Yes.
What about if we paid you in bonds? Is that acceptable?
It could be, depend on the money, obviously. The money would always have to be right.
Of course. Well, we're going to play a game of my groundbreaking game show.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's called Prefer or Defer.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And all it is I'm going to just give you two words and you're going to pick the one you prefer. Could be a name, could be something, could be a vegetable. I don't know. I've just made it up. So, yeah, and we'll crack on with that. And I'm going to start us off with croutons or no croutons.
I'd go with croutons. I do like croutons.
You like a bit of crunch in your soup and your broth and your Scotch broth?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm the same. Sometimes I'll just like break bits of bread up and dump it in my iron soup. You know, like we call it ducks on the pond.
Ah, right. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Ducks on the pond.
Yeah, they're like council croutons.
Right.
Really.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Bee Gees or the Osmonds?
I'd go with the Bee Gees, definitely.
Yeah, I would as well. Good beards, good teeth, good hair, and good songs.
Ah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't like the Osmonds. They're all twats.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Especially the bitch.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's private.
Really can't talk about Donny like that. Rangers or Celtic? I think we know the answer to this one.
Absolutely Rangers.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like the Celtics.
Why?
I just don't like green.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Anything reason for that, Ted? Or?
Well, something on me once went green and I didn't expect it to, and I had a lot of problems for many months after that. So ever since then, I just don't like the colour green.
Right, I see what you mean completely.
Yeah. The Tweenies or the Teletubbies? Are you aware of who both of these are?
Yes, my grandchildren did my head in with both of those, so I couldn't give a fuck really which one.
Good answer. Correct. That's exactly. Oh, he's one that's related to you. Zardob or The Rock?
The films.
Yeah.
Ah, well, the thing is with Zardoz, when I did that movie, I got a lot of stick for the red nappy.
Yeah. No, I've had to wear the nappy for medical reasons before, because when I have 7 pints of Guinness, I shit myself.
You've not shit yourself now, have you?
No, just my house stinks, that's all.
I see.
Yeah, Branko might have done a shit, but I've not let him out of that cupboard for about 3 days, so I don't know, he's dead. Yeah, so, yeah, I like that little red nappy. I can relate a lot to that.
Well, the thing is, Ted, it wasn't in the script. You see, what it actually was, I had a medical condition at the time. I had intestinal infection, and the only way I could do the movie was if I had a nappy. So they wrote it into the script, and that's the reason. People don't understand that. I mean, for fuck's sake, did they think I wanted to wear a red nappy? Did I fuck?
Well, did you want to wear a ponytail in The Rock? What was that?
I can't, Ted. I wore a hairpiece in The Rock, but I wore a ponytail in
Is it called The Rock? What's that film where you're in the prison and you escape?
Oh, Christ almighty, yeah. That was the Michael Bay one. He did my fucking head in. I was supposed to be like a retired James Bond.
That was it, yeah.
Yes. It was a fucking nightmare. Nicolas Cage was talking to me about wigs and stuff. It was a fucking nightmare.
Nicolas Cage is a nut job, isn't he?
He's crackers, I've heard. I mean, he's out there buying octopuses and stuff like that. Castles you can't afford.
Elvis's daughters and that.
Elvis's daughters. I said to Nick, Nick, I think you need to get a hold of yourself. And I tell you what, Ted, I think you should try to talk to Nick. I think you could help him.
Well, I'll try, but he's fucking mental. You know what I mean?
Maybe take a gun.
I once seen him down half a pint of battery acid and he just went, woo!
Yeah, he did that a lot back in when we were filming. I tried to stay away from the.
Did you ever see him on Wogan? When he came on the stage on Wogan, he just did a somersault and started throwing money at the crowd.
Yes, I remember. Terry told me about that because we were getting fitted for wigs one day, and he said, "Absolute maniac."
Yes. Wogan was like, "No, I know what you're doing there, Nicholas. You know, you're a bit crackers."
Good God, Ted, that's fantastic. It's like being in the room with. It's like Terry's still here.
The ghost of Wogan is with me.
Exactly.
We'll keep going. A hairy bum or a mucky bum?
I'd take hairy, but I know about mucky as well, unfortunately. Hence the Zardoz days when I was incontinent.
Okay. Would you label a lady's rude part a myth or a muff?
I'd definitely go with muff.
All right, I'd go with myth, mate. I like myth. Just sounds nicer.
I'd say yes.
Scuttle or a doink?
I'm not a fan of either, but I'd go for Scotland.
Yeah, always a deep back scuttle. The Simpsons or Family Guy? A bit like that at this one.
Either The Simpsons has been going on for too long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Plus, they never asked me to do a voice. But Family Guy has asked on many occasions. But again, they didn't pay me enough, so they did it anyway, which I didn't care for. But the sketches they did of me were quite humorous. So I'll go for Family Guy.
Family Guy, good choice. A fit priest or a fat nun?
I go with fat nun because most priests are paedophiles, obviously.
Correct answer. And a fat nun would look after you well and feed you up.
Yes, exactly. If you'd say a prayer, there's not much they won't do, in my opinion.
Talking about the prayer, would you go with Bon Jovi or Guns N' Roses?
I'd go with Guns N' Roses, Ted. Absolutely, Guns N' Roses.
Okay, right. It's debatable, that one. They're both shite, in my opinion. Denim dungarees or leather trousers?
I've worn leather trousers before, and it actually, I didn't care for this. I bought leather trousers, but they turned out to be chaps, and they didn't make it clear enough that they were chaps. So I'm wearing these chaps, leather pants with a hole in the backside for 2 days, and I didn't know about it. So since then, I've swore off leather pants.
You'd look good in denim dungarees. You should think about that, Sean.
Thank you, Ted. I'll take that on board.
I want to put some leather trousers on, but I had to talc my legs loads to get them on. And by the time I got them on, there was just a big puff cloud of smoky talc, and then I started choking. And I nearly passed out. Some high karate talc all in my lungs.
Right, that was terrible, Ted. Absolutely disgusting, but we were all right afterwards.
Yeah, stay away from them puff clouds of talc. That's what I'm saying. Would you prefer an allotment affair or a church fete date?
I take the easy route and shoot for the allotment, I think.
The allotment affair. There's plenty more places to have a scuttle down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Petrocelli or Quincy?
Quincy?
Yeah, do you remember Petrocelli from the 70s? He was a lawyer, and he lived in a caravan, but he used to go around investigating crime. His name was, "Hey, my name's Tony Petrocelli."
Oh, yes, Tony Petrocelli.
Yeah,
yes,
he had cool hair, and he used to wear a two-piece denim suit and that, and the flares.
Yeah.
And then obviously Quincy would look. Obviously, he was one of them ones who used to cut up bodies at murder scenes.
Oh yeah, I remember Quincy. I thought Quincy was a load of shite. I'll go with the first one.
Petrocelli.
Yes.
And then finally, mushy peas or pissy knees?
Well, I've got pissy knees.
That's why I asked.
So I'll shoot for
Yeah. Mushy peas or pissy knees, and you've gone for mushy peas.
Absolutely.
Good choice of northern. Grew up there. Nobody likes pissy knees.
No, absolutely.
That concludes the fair or the fair. Have you Have you got any questions and that about any of them you didn't understand or you just want to ask?
Well, basically, Ted, I won't lie to you. I was thrown off by a few of them, but it was a thoroughly enjoyable experience.
You did really well. I'm going to give you 7 out of 10.
Oh, I do appreciate that.
That's good.
Absolutely.
But I think you should bring back the red nappy and wear that more often. A bit like Cameo in the 80s with Word Up. You should do it.
What, Josh the Nappy or the ponytail as well, or?
Combine them, yeah. Do them both.
Right, okay. I will do that, Ted, but I'm holding you to that. If I get a lot of stick for that, can I hold you responsible?
No. Right, thank you very much, Sean Connery. It's been an absolute pleasure you having on the Ted Hanky podcast and that, you know what I mean? And I'll see you again soon. All that. Cheers, man.
Thank you, Ted. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Sean Connery there. You might remember a few episodes ago we had the dead Roger Moore on, and he wasn't keen on Sean, but, Sean didn't really have that much bad to say about Roger, and Roger's dead and Sean isn't, so therefore he wins. Well, it's nearly time for the end of the show now, but before I go, I do like to answer all of your questions that you've sent me on the social medias pages of the Facebooks and the Twitters. So you've asked for quite a few this week, so I'm going to try and whiz through them as fast as I can and that, you know what I mean? I bet there. Smells pickled onions. Anyway, let's have a look who's on the Lee Finnegan. Okay. Ted, do you take 2 bottles into the shower? Yes, I do, Lee Finnegan. I take 1 bottle of Ozine and 1 bottle of Scotch. Obviously for washing and drinking purposes. Okay. Tony Breslin, what are clouds made of, Mara? Lol. You don't need to put lolly in, mate. You know, I know it's a funny question and that, but what are clouds made of? It's a tough one, that, is it? Do I give it a scientific answer, or do I give a silly, stupid fucking answer? Well, I'm going to give a stupid answer. They are made by all the discarded belly button fluff from fat men. There you go. Jim McMaster, now then, Ted, who's the worst ever butter plate you've seen, and why? I think it's got to be Lee Dong-gook. You know, like he came with this great goal scoring record, never scored a goal for the Boro. He was dog shit, and then he left, and he's still got a great goal scoring record. And he's 40-year-old now, and he's still banging in goals for some team as well. I'd probably welcome him back at the minute, to be honest. But yeah, I'd probably say Lee Dong-gook or Marcus Bent. There you go. Moving on, let's have a look. Stuart Douglas. Missed the deadline. See you next week, bud. Well, technically, I did set the deadline at 8 o'clock to get your questions in, and you were an hour late, but I was an hour late recording it, hence why your statement has made the podcast. So, sort of a win-win situation for you there, Stuart Douglas. Gavin Bowes, why wouldn't you take credit for this handsome bastard? And he's put a picture on of someone. Big Sheila even said she will give you a second chance. James Wheatley, tell your dad you love him. Now, I'm looking at the picture here of this lad, and he's stood in like a kitchenette area with fake stone wallpaper to make it look like a brick wall. There's like a bottle of port on top of one of the cupboards, just one solo half-drunk bottle of port, I think it is. We've got a bread bin, couple of them sort of things you keep tea bags and sugar in, a kettle, an open can of Carling. He's putting some tunes on his phone through what looks like a wireless speaker system, and he's doing 2 thumb fresh pose with his tongue out, and he just looks fucking mental. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him with 50 pence. I wouldn't, because he'd go and spend it on a knife. There you go. He looks mad. He's not my son. I don't care what you say, but I like his hat. Right, moving on. I wish you could see that picture, Matters. Go on my Facebook page, you'll see it there. Colette Andrews. Ooh. Oh, it's a lady. Very good. Who would play the lead role in the Hollywood blockbuster of the life and times of Ted Hanky? It's a very good question, that. I think it would have to be... George Clooney's or Ryan Reynolds, I think, because I've got very similar sort of chiselled features as Clooney and a very similar toned torso like Reynolds as well. And the film would probably just be like me doing loads of booking with loads of lasses and that, a few sex parties, going to match and that, having a few cans and going for curry on the weekend and that, doing some kick-ups in the garden because I can do about 20 of them now. And it'd be a class film, yeah, definitely, but I think Clooney would struggle with the kick-ups because he's old. Francis Goodall. Now then, matter, who do you think would win in a fight between Emmanuel Pogtes and Jean-Luc Festa? Both hard bastards in my opinion, but I'd like your views on the subject. Hope you want to believe. Do you know what? It's a good question, this, and I think we should have more of these questions about players versus players in scraps. But I have no doubt in my mind that Emmanuel Pogtes would bite Festa's face off. Because he is Mad Dog and he's one of our own. Nigel Campbell, top fan, very good. Whenever you see Rory the Lion, does he remind you of Uwe Fuchs or is it just me? Both got a massive bonce. Rory runs a bit like him as well. You've answered your own question there, Nigel. Why don't we see Uwe anymore? Because when his loan was eventually made permanent, and I think it was made permanent, and then he sort of disappeared, no one knows what happened to him. Well, he took over the identity of Rory the Lion, didn't he? And he's still there now. As Rory. There you go. You can have that theory. Sean Hall, alright Ted lad, my question to you is after the pretty piss poor start to the season, why the hell is Ryan Shotton still getting a game? It's a good question. I think it's because he must be threatening to batter Woodgate because he looks quite hard, doesn't he? And he's got good hair. So that's the only reason I can think of he's getting a game, because he's not very good at the minute. And he's also gone on to say, and to all the Boro fans that booed at full time, get a grip. This is a work in progress. Unless you were booing the ref, then as you were. It's a good point, give the lad a chance. We've always said that, we might be a shower shite at the moment, but we could be flying in the next couple of games. Just wait and see. Adrian Mulgrew, Ted, what movie would be greatly improved if it was made into a musical? I'm thinking Rambo. That's what Adrian said there. I can't imagine Rambo the musical. I fired a few shots. That's all I could do, really. I would probably make into a musical Die Hard with a Vengeance. I don't know why. Just think it'd be good, wouldn't it? Like a man in a vest and like a flat top, singing songs. Yeah. No, I can't answer. You're meant to be a top fan, Adrian, and you're asking silly questions, man, you know what I mean? Like, do you know? I don't know. I've had enough of that anyway. What else have we got? Graham Ashton, any ideas on what to do with bias or blind refs at the Riverside? It seems like we always get them at the Boro. I think we should wait for them outside of the game and boo them really loudly rather than do it when they're on the pitch, because they'll be used to that. But like, if you wait till they get into the car and then boo them, like, boo, your car's shit, your car's as shit as your referee is, mate. They won't be ready for that. They can't do anything either, so I think they'll be a little bit upset. Don't hit them, just don't hit them, because I don't condone that type of stuff. Now, I've had a very, very serious one here, and it's a tweet from my mate Duncan Phillips, and he said, a new feature for the podcast. He's see you next Tuesday. Can't say the word on my podcast, mate. I get taken affair. I'll do the first one. Anthony Joshua for fighting over in Saudi Arabia. He's a see you next Tuesday. He's only going for the money. It could be a good feature that for a future show. But of course he's only going for the money. You've got a short shelf life as a boxer. That's why all these footballers are going over to China and playing for shite Chinese teams on £1 million an hour. So I kind of don't blame him for going out there. And I do genuinely believe he's going to spank this little fat Mexican this time because he'd be ready for him. But it wouldn't surprise me if he lost it on purpose just so he can get this big money fight over there. So it's all conspiracy theories today on TED Talks. But you're right, he is a bit of a div for not fighting him either A, in Mexico, or B, back in America. You know, even bringing him over here would have been chicken shit. So I'm all for Tyson Fury now anyway, because like he just says it how it is, and he's one of our own, like a people's champion. So there you go. Have I missed any questions? Let me have a look. Just scouting through there. Oh yes, there is one more. Neil Proctor, top fan. This morning I've been made a top fan. What does that fucking mean? Better not be what we love each other. Explain or the Boro will be doomed. Well, what it means, Neil, is actually, I think you must be stalking me like a weirdo, you know what I mean? Because like, you know, I'm not your top fan, you're man, what does that say? But I'm not complaining. It's nice to have top fans, and you've got a nice first name, and you've got a great second name, like Proctor, like Mark Proctor, and like Proctor out of Police Academy, you know, Captain Harris used to shout like, Proctor! Like that. It's great, mate. So I'm sure your wife shouts you when your tea's ready like that. But yeah, top fan, mate. It does mean that you love me, and I think you're alright. So I've explained, and hopefully the Boro will not be doomed. No, I think that has been another good session of Ask Ted, apart from the question from Adrian Mulgrew. See no evil, eat no evil. That's it, Mulgrew. Yeah, I would do a musical of see no evil, eat no evil, and I'd get someone with a cracking voice to play Gene Wilder and someone with a cracking rap voice to play Richard Pryor, and I'd make it up to date and urban, and then I wouldn't have Kevin Spacey in it because he's a toucher, so I'd get someone to play his role. It'd be class film, it'd be class musical. There you go, I've done it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another successful round of Ask Ted. There we have it then, matters. Another episode of Ask Ted there. Episode 8 complete. You know, thanks again for like getting involved and all that. I really appreciate all your questions and all your input and all your reactions and all that, you know what I mean. Big thanks to our guests on the show today, where we had Mike Ryder and the legendary Sean Connery on there as well. Proper mint and that, you know what I mean. And you know, just like, you know, give it a share about, invite people to the page, get them to have a listen if they've not listened to it before, spread the good news about the Boro, you know, got some big games coming up, so we all have to believe and get behind Woody and the lads, and forget the shite games we've had already. And you know, it's always a pleasure doing these podcasts. You can buy me a coffee at coffee.com if you think you've enjoyed it and that, you know what I mean. It's about £3, that's all. Coffee with a KOFI.com. Duncan Phillips buys me one every time. He's a good man. Cheers, mate. And some others have already started doing it as well. Top guys, really appreciate it. And like I said, share it around. It's going to be class. And you know, get yourself in the flange zone down at the Boro next time we got home game, and you might see me there. You can buy me a drink and that. So like I say, it was a pleasure. Recorded in conjunction with Boro Fan TV. Give their page a like on Facebook and the YouTube channel, and Showcase Comedy. I've got some great comedy nights coming up. One in Stockton and Tees on August the 30th. It's a Friday night. Some class comedians on. A great improv group at the end. Tickets from the Georgian Theatre. Should be proper mint, you know what I mean. Get involved in that, lads. So, and lasses. So, nice one there. See you all later. Up the Boro and believe.